So today's tier list is we're gonna go through all the mythical and legendary Pokemon, and we're gonna put them in order, or at least I'm putting them in order of how I see fit. So thank you everyone for coming to this video. Yeah, let's rank these mythicals and legendaries and everything. So let's just get this in a good little spot here. Yeah. So first up, the classic birds. Articuno, Articuno's A tier. He's elegant, you know, the tail looking like a banner, or the tail being a banner, or a bandana, or a ribbon of some kind. I think is a really nice look. Zapdos is okay. I'm gonna put it as B tier. It's a little too spiky. The nose is kind of eh. It's just not, but still, you know, it's an iconic original legendary. You can't beat that with a stick. Moltres, I'm gonna keep putting there. Again, I think it's something with the beak with me that just doesn't do it for me. But the original legendaries are still very cool. Mewtwo and Mew, I think, are A tier. Again, very iconic. They've stood the test of time as some of the most popular Pokemon. Mew gets everything it wants. Mewtwo, and we'll get to Mewtwo's Mega Evolutions later. It's popular to where it got 2 Mega Evolutions for a reason. So, they go into A tier. And now we have the Gen 2 dogs. We'll start with Raikou. Raikou is C tier. The fangs and the tail are just kind of weird to me. You know, I don't think there's a lot going on. I think it's very jagged. The design looks very late 90s, early 2000s to me, which again, of its time, but it doesn't do much for me. Raikou is B. I like Raikou a lot more, Entei. Entei I like a lot more than Raikou. It just looks more majestic. I think I like the Fu Manchu almost with its hair on the front, and I think the bracers around its legs are really cool addition. Suicune, I just don't know what it is or what it's going for, so I put it in C tier. The weird circular thing on its head is just bleh for me. Lugia is cool. Lugia is A tier. I think the hands look cool, like their wings and arms. I always thought that was cool. I think it a lot of kids that grew up with Pokemon and are my age now, like, the cover of Pokemon 2000 with Lugia on the front means so much to them, and it's awesome. Ho-Oh! Ho-Oh's tough. You know, we're gonna move Ho-Oh into B tier, and we're gonna move Zapdos and Moltres down to C. Ho-Oh's really cool. I like the color scheme with it, I like the mohawk, and it does the bird thing well. Celebi, I am not a huge fan of. We're going to put Celebi in D tier. Yeah, it's cute, but like that's all it has going for it. It's just kind of there to me. The Regis, our first set of the Regis. All 3 of the Regis to me are C tier. All 3 of these Regis are C tier. They're okay. I think Regirock could have been, no pun intended, polished up a little bit more. Regice is too... yeah. And actually, no, Registeel I like. Registeel I like a lot more. Registeel we're going to move up to B tier. I like the smooth and roundness of it. I like the hands. I like he looks, you know, pretty... not normal, but look, he looks like a legendary. The Lotties. We're going with the Lotties. Lotties are A tier. Both of them I like. I like their kind of playful nature. The wings and the jets. Their mega forms are cool, and I think this list gets to the mega forms. It does not. But the Lotties are A tier. The Weather Trio is next. Kyogre is A tier. Kyogre's just really fucking cool. You know, cover of Sapphire, cover of Alpha Sapphire. There's just not much to say. I just really like Kyogre's design. Groudon is our first into S tier. He's a big red dinosaur that controls the earth and can form continents. There's not much else you can say there that hasn't been said. Yeah. Groudon is our first S tier. Rayquaza is dropping into D. He's weird. I don't like the fangs. The eyes are weird. It's too jagged to me. I am not a fan of Rayquaza's design. Jirachi, again, into the S tier. The thing's adorable. I have a Jirachi plush. He looks like the Japanese Omamori charms. Jirachi is incredible. The Deoxys. I hate the Deoxys. They go D. Like, I know what they're going for. No, not you, Darkrai. I get the design idea behind them with the DNA and having different forms, but they just don't. They don't do much for me. They're weird. The eyes only being on half of the face is very meh. Oh god, these fucking things. The Lake Trio is F. Not you, Dialga. The Lake Trio is F. They do nothing for me. I don't think they're cute. I don't think they have any redeeming qualities. They suck. Darkrai. Darkrai's a B. I think it's cool. It's a little, he's the edgelord Pokemon. I like the kind of scarf and mouth thing going on. I like the hair coming out. I like that he has his own signature move that got banned several times and had to be changed. I like Darkrai a lot. Palkia, to me, is a C. It would be a lot cooler without the elongated neck. I think the neck just doesn't do it for me. Yeah, Palkia is not great. Dialga's cool. Dialga's A tier. The spikes on the back, it does the big head thing a lot better than what they tried to do with Suicune. So Dialga deserves to be up there. Heatran, I think, is really cool. Heatran, I think, is B. I also never knew they considered Heatran a legendary for the longest time. I thought he was just like a quote-unquote pseudo-legendary or just a good Pokemon. Yeah. But he looks cool. I like his jaws. I like his mouth. I like the eyes. The color scheme is very cool. He's a good Pokemon. Regigigas. Regigigas is C. He's fine. You don't really know where to look when you're looking at him. But I like the yellow all around. Actually, I'll bump Regigigas up to B. I like him a lot more than I thought I did. He looks cool. I still think it looks like he has grass and bushes around his feet and head. But Giratina. Giratina's an S tier. Yes, he's edgy, and he does suck as a Pokemon, but he's cool. Lord of the Distortion World. He's very cool. It's an iconic moment of him sucking Cyrus into the Distortion World. I like Giratina a lot. Cresselia? Cresselia is C. Cresselia is fine. Again, the color scheme is one of my favorites, but just the weird wing hoops it's going for. The head doesn't make sense to me. Manaphy. Manaphy's going here. I like all these Pokemon more than Manaphy, but I just don't like Manaphy all that much. Manaphy's better than the Lake Trio, but not by much. Shaman's cute. It's adorable. The little flower on its head. Shaman's a B tier. Arceus. Arceus C. It's average. It's fine. Being the god Pokemon is, I guess, cool. The alternate forms, I think, have a little more life to them, but not much. It's fine. Arceus is fine. Victini. Victini's cute. And I like that V-Create is a move that had to be banned and is just stupidly overpowered for such a cute little Pokemon. He's decidedly B tier for me. May, this is my tier list, and we'll get to it. The Swords of Justice are next. There is not, but I will put one in the description of the YouTube video. The Swords of Justice now. Cobalion is cool. I like the color of Cobalt. Cobalion goes to B tier. I like the majestic plume and tuft, I believe is the word, of fur around his neck. I like Cobalion a lot. Terrakion, as a design, doesn't do much for me. He's C tier. But, he's a lot cooler than these. The horns are a redeeming quality. I like his sort of, I'm the tough one look on his face. But he's fine. Virizion, I have no idea what they're going for. I don't like it. He's a D tier for me. The Landos, I think, are fine. We're gonna put all the Landos though in D. Actually, no, they'll go to C, solely because I like the mustaches. I think they could do more, but the tail doesn't make sense. They're just kind of eh. Reshiram and Zekrom. Reshiram's an A tier. It's majestic as fuck. I like the wings. I like the pure white. I like the shiny form when it gets the gold rings. So Reshiram is an A tier. Kyurem's D. It's just too black. Like you can't see enough. There's not enough going on with him. Lando also goes into C tier. Kyurem Black is an S tier. I like the black, gold, light blue color scheme. I think Kyurem Black is cool as fuck. And, the electricity flowing through his tail is very cool. Kyurem White just misses out. I put Kyurem White in A tier for similar reasons, but just a step below Kyurem Black. And regular Kyurem is D tier. I don't like that he's hunching down staring at his phone. Keldeo. Keldeo's cute. Keldeo's a B tier. I like that he's the D'Artagnan of the Swords of Justice. The Swords of Justice of Keldeo, Virizion, and Cobalion, and Turangian. They were all meant to be modeled after the Three Musketeers, and Keldeo was supposed to be D'Artagnan. You don't look at Keldeo and think he's one of the most powerful singles Pokemon there ever were, but he's cool. And I like when he has the sword form with the little plume on his head. Meloetta is fine. I have Meloetta kind of the same as Celebi, where, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it just doesn't do much for me. Genesect is E. The movie was bad. It's the Terminator of... It's supposed to be Terminator. It didn't do much for me at all. There's not a lot going on there. Xerneas, S tier. Yveltal, S tier. They're super fucking cool. There's not much else I can say about that. Xerneas' designs with its horns and the multicolored across the horns are so cool. And I love stags and deer. Yveltal, red and black is a color scheme that you just can't beat to me, no matter what. I like, again, kind of the same thing with Lugia, but done a little bit better because of the color scheme and the scarf look around his neck. I like the hands. I like the hand wings. That's very cool to me. Zygarde Complete is an E. It's way too busy for me. There's not much going on. Sorry, I phrased that poorly, but Zygarde Complete has too much going on for me. It's fine. Diancie is C tier. It's cool. I like the design that she's a diamond. I like the Mega Form a lot more. The Mega Form would still be C tier, but she's cute. There's not much going on. Diancie is not as cute as Victini or Shaman to me. Hoopa's annoying. I don't like Hoopa, and Hoopa goes and... Hoopa deserves more than that, though. Hoopa's the same as Meloetta. Hoopa and Meloetta both have very cool themes, but just don't strike a chord with me. Silvally doesn't even fucking count. Go E tier. And besides, what the fuck is the tail and the hoof? I get that, yes, it's supposed to be scientifically put together in a lab, but, Silvally doesn't do it for me. Volcanion is... I kind of like Volcanion, it's cool, but to me, Volcanion can go in C tier. I think it's interesting that they had, fire and water in one, and the hoop is an interesting idea. And I actually like the Volcanion movie a lot. I like his voice, so he goes in C tier. The Tapus. Coco is, we'll do, because they all kind of go together. Not all of them, but Coco and Feeny go C, Coco and Feeny go B tier. They're up there for me. I like Coco's beak kind of look. I think Tapu Fini's adorable. I love Tapu Fini's shoulder pads kind of thing. And Tapu Fini's color scheme is great. And just, both of them have fantastic color schemes. Tapu Lele, I am going to put an A tier because black and pink is one of my favorite color schemes. I love that she's the mischievous one of the group. So Tapu Lele goes in the A tier for me. Tapu Bulu, though, is S tier. Same thing with black and red. I like that he's a bull. I like that he's a grass. I love the bell around his bottom. I love the horns. There's so much to love about Tapu Bulu. So he stays in... He goes to the S tier. Solgaleo. Also A tier. I think... Obviously, I like this one better than the shiny form. But the eyes and the starry look around, the orange and yellow, how, like, if you look at Solgaleo from the top down on his drawings and designs, how they did the musculature of his back is really well done and just looks so cool. Lunala, I'm going to put in B tier. I love Lunala's typing, and I want to like Lunala more, but it just looks way too stagnant, and it doesn't feel like there's any motion there. Like, it feels like it can only go like this. And that's just awkward to me. But again, the color scheme, very cool. God, and now we go into the Ultra Beasts. Nihilego is D. It would have been cooler if we got more insight into why Nihilego looks like Lily in the anime, which I thought we were going to, but we never did. So, Nihilego just does nothing for me. But, so it goes D tier. Buzzwole is cool. Buzzwole goes to B tier just because he's silly and I love him. And he's buff and he skips leg day. And I just think he's silly and fun. So Buzzwole goes B tier. Pheromosa. Kind of similar to Buzzwole. I think, like, legendaries need to be silly to a degree. And they need to be looking cool. And Pheromosa, they went all in on just making one of the legendaries just horny as fuck, and they knew what they were doing when they made Pheromosa. So, good on them and going for it. She goes B tier. Xurkitree can go C tier. I think it's fun. I think it's cool what they were going for. I think the colors could have been done a little bit better. Maybe like a red, green, blue thing with the lights. But he's fine. Again, he's circuits, obviously. Celesteela as a design doesn't do much for me. It goes D tier. I don't know where you're looking with it. The animation with it of how it like fires the cannons in the game is kind of cool. I think that is its one redeeming quality, but it doesn't do much for me. Kartana goes B tier. I think they made the origami Pokemon. The fact that it's so small in the anime, but packs such a punch is cool. I like how he, I like how they designed him. For an Ultra Beast, he's not bad. Guzzlord, God, fuck this thing. It goes E tier. Guzzlord, the cry is cool and all, or like Mimi, I guess, but actually, I think I'm going to move it up to D tier. It's not terrible, but just because of the color scheme. I like the yellow and blue, so he can go D tier. Necrozma Duskmane is A tier, right up there with regular Solgaleo. I think the black and gold looks really cool. I like what they did, how Necrozma's on the sides. The points are fine with me. Again, I think you look at Dialga and Duskmane, and they did the big head stuff fine, where Suicune, they didn't do that well. Dawnwings is an S tier. I just think it looks very mwahaha with the Necrozma hands there. I love the colors a lot more. Like, that may be behind, like, the black and red. I think that's my favorite color scheme of any of the Legendary and Mythicals. Yeah. Dawnwings is sweet. Regular Necrozma is C tier to me. The eyes look weird. I don't get the big hands thing. Or, not the big hands thing, but, like, the things coming off the back of the hands. It's average. It's fine. Magearna is D. It's a metal doll with red eyes. Cool. It doesn't do much. Marshadow. I'm still not convinced this Pokemon necessarily exists because I've never seen it in a game or anyone use it. I've only seen radio clips of it. I know it's powerful as fuck in Ubers. And I think it's cute. I love the eyes. It goes A tier. I like him, despite I don't think he's an actual real Pokemon. Naganadel. Ugh. Naganadel doesn't do it for me either. I put it in E tier. Like, the giant purple dick thing doesn't do it for me. The eyes are weird. Like, Naganadel just doesn't do it. Stakataka, I think, is just silly and fun, and he can go C tier. I like the eyes all around it. I think the legs could have been a little bit cooler, but overall, Stakataka is fine. It doesn't, go up here for me. But again, kind of what I said with legendaries need to be fun, and I like that idea behind Stakataka. Blacephalon is a B tier. I like that his signature move is just his head exploding, and he just tosses his head around like a soccer ball all the time. Blacephalon is very cool to me. Zeraora is a C tier. It's average to me. He has his, 2 signature episodes. But again, there's nothing about him that tells me that's a legendary. It's just sort of, he doesn't do it for me. Melmetal, God. Melmetal's D. It's a bigger version of Meltan with a little... I love the character in the anime, but it looks more like it has tires. It doesn't strike metal with me. It strikes more like rubber and an auto shop and shit. So Melmetal's D tier. These two, Zacian and Zamazenta, I think they're A tier. I think they're majestic. I think you look at them and you know that's a legendary. I like the idea of the sword and shield with them. I like that he's, Sif from Dark Souls. The color schemes are great. The two of them are both A tier. Eternatus, to me, is E. Same thing as these things, they just don't do it for me. Urshifu's F. I don't like Urshifu at all. Actually, I'll give him more credit than that. I'll give him E. But again, same thing with Zeraora. I like Zeraora's colors a lot more. You look at that thing and there's nothing about it that tells you it's a legendary. I wish there was an undecided tier because I would put Zarude there. Because again, I've never seen it. But again, the design doesn't tell me it's a legendary. I need a separate tier for that. So actually, we're going to put Zarude, Urshifu, and Zeraora in D because they're just kind of there. They're fine. Regieleki, I love. Regieleki I put in B tier. I love the way he hops and dances around when you have him on the field. So Regieleki is very cool. I like him, but I don't like him more than I like a lot of these. He has personality, sure, but the hands, I think they could have done more. Regidrago, I put same thing with Regieleki. I like that from the side, he's a dragon mouth. I like these colors, it's kind of Christmassy, but I think that's a very cool color scheme. And Regieleki goes there. The horses. Well, actually, all of these, all of the horses, I'm gonna put C tier. They're fine. The emo look, does it for me. I think in the game when you go through the story of it, I like Calyrex just because the way actually just for the Calyrex meme face that's going around, the emote, I forget who has it, but of his face just going like this. I like Calyrex for that reason. So that design goes there. So this is the tier list. These are the legendaries and mythicals, what I think about them from a design standpoint. It'd be another thing if we did from a competitive standpoint. But yeah, so you're gonna, put me in, I think a lot of people and some already are putting me on blast. Yeah, Calyrex regular form with his long dangly legs. He's goofy and fun. He can be up there. Yeah. But, I'll go over the S tier again. Groudon is just a classic legendary to me. Jirachi is adorable and speaks as the signature mythical Pokemon. Giratina, edgy, but he does it. Kyurem Black, coolest shit color scheme. Tapu Bulu is cool. Again, it's color scheme. I think they did the bowl thing well. You look at him and you know he's strength and he's a legend. Yveltal and Xerneas, X and Y are my favorite games, but I think they do their design super well. And Necrozma Dawnwings has the coolest color scheme of any of the legendaries, with the light blue, the red, and the black. Probably the most controversial one is people are going to tell me I'm crazy for having Rayquaza in D tier. I like Mega Rayquaza a lot more, but Rayquaza himself is just a little too busy. The eyes are weird, the fangs are weird. The way there's like 4 different ears coming off of him doesn't do it for me. But, yeah. So this is the second of these tier lists I've done. I think I prepared a lot more for this one, and I probably spoke a lot better than I did in the first one. I think I'll do more of these in the future. But let me know what you think of this in the comments below, or let me know in chat. And again, I'm Peter Hoffman, Hofflex24 on all social media. And that's going to do it for this video. I'll see everyone in the next tier list I make. See ya. And that's where I'll cut the video for YouTube. Nebby was not on this list, otherwise I would have put it higher. And no, I'm allowed to not like Rayquaza.